Captain's Log, Stardate 20199.08. The crew of the USS Galactic Driftwood have arrived at the House of Conundrum, an escape room business located in Omaha, Nebraska. We have 1 hour to effect repairs to a damaged Klingon scout ship and escape the planet before Klingon reinforcements arrive. We will now cut to the beginning of our immersion into the Final Frontier escape experience so you can get the feel for what we experienced. We will then take you to our normal podcast recorded live from the House of Conundrum on September 8th, where we recap our experience in the escape room and interview one of the creative geniuses behind the House of Conundrum. For those watching the video on YouTube, we will include footage from 2 cameras we had stationed inside the Klingon ship during our adventure in the bottom 2 corners of your screen during the podcast. Be sure to continue listening after the end of the podcast, as we'll cut back to the last few minutes of our escape room adventure so you can watch the dramatic conclusion of our adventure. And now, enjoy the show. All right. Federation communication.
You are a crack Federation security team assigned to protect a team of scientists on Cobot 7. Unfortunately, Cobot 7 is near Klingon space, and you were attacked by the crew of a Klingon scout ship named the Gorath. Fortunately, none of you were killed. Unfortunately, all of the scientists were killed. Fortunately, so were most of the Klingons.
Most?
Unfortunately, your ship was destroyed during the attack. Fortunately, you captured the Klingon
Is this
scout
guy
ship.
Russian or Scottish?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
they were making repairs on their ship, and it is non-operational. Fortunately, you are a resourceful group of Starfleet's finest, and will get this ship up and running in a couple of days. Unfortunately, the Klingons managed to send a distress signal to a nearby Klingon bird of prey, which is now 1 hour away. You have 1 hour to restore the Klingon ship systems and jump to warp before the bird of prey arrives. Good luck.
All right. Well, let's see. So, the tasks we have to do in order are refuel a ship, power the fusion drive, power life support, power navigation, and plot a course and launch.
Okay. Do we have to do it in that order?
I don't know. That's the way it's listed, so
Okay.
maybe not. But I think the first thing we need to do is get the lights on so we can see what we're doing in here. So look around for...
Says something about the auxiliary control here, so let's look for buttons to press. Oh, there it is. Nice.
Nothing in there.
Oh, good music too.
You will note that in the review?
We are officially trying to find a light switch.
Yep. Turn.
Something's beeping.
Oh God,
Still.
what's beeping?
On the panel, I was trying to activate.
Here. Ah,
That looks like that's gotta be it, right?
maybe.
That's lighting. I tried that, then nothing happened.
Oh. Oh.
That's
Oh.
gotta be good.
So, whatever we just did.
What happened?
So, whatever Charles just did, sealed it up.
Okay. So any kind of
There's
lighting controls.
a button here.
A button.
What does the paper say?
You need a light?
Well, I just fixed it, I thought.
Paper just says you and your security team are told to
What's
Yeah.
figure something out.
Refill the ship.
There's A, E, I, O, and U, so if we need
Can I
to
see
figure
the
out what
checklist?
something means.
Bill,
Yes.
checklist.
And you need to take the
Sure.
light.
Oh, thanks.
Share the checklist.
We're looking around for lighting controls.
We start off with a Just didn't do it in order. This is just something we had to do. Seem
Probably buttons. They seem to be just.
Oh wait, found something over here.
What?
There you go.
Hey!
You have
All right.
to be tall enough to see it.
Brilliant, Seth.
All right. So now we've got lights.
Seth is officially our chief engineer.
Welcome, sentient beings from all known universes and beyond. It's time to activate your cranial downlinks and prepare to receive a raft of discussion on a cosmic ocean of science fiction and fantasy topics, interviews with local area genre devotees, and insightful prognostication by our soothsayers of science fiction, our forecasters of fantasy, and any other beings that happen to get caught in our gravity well. This is the Galactic Driftwood Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Galactic Driftwood Podcast. I'm Bill,
Charles.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Seth.
I'm John.
and we have a special edition of the show with us tonight. We are in the House of Conundrum, and we're here with John, who's one of the co-owners of the, or is it full owner?
Oh, somewhere in there.
Okay. and you have set up this whole place. There's a lot of different rooms in here.
Well, perhaps we should say what the House of Conundrum actually is first.
Yeah, it's an escape room. In fact, do
Yes.
you want to describe it for our audience?
Typical escape room. I think they started somewhere in Eastern Europe. You go through riddles, puzzles, and clues.
In Eastern
Why
Europe,
does
they were
that
actually
sound like
prisons,
it was
I
the start
think.
of a horror movie? I mean, yeah, escape
Well,
from
it-
Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
yes.
every room was the Iron Curtain, and you never got in.
I feel like I saw an Eli Roth movie with that.
Right, right.
Rasputin's puzzle room.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
In Soviet Russia, room escapes you.
Oh, that was bad. That was terrible, and you should feel bad.
I don't.
So anyway, it
Feel
started
bad.
in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, and then just kind of got here about 10, 15 years ago, and it's been sprouting up different escape rooms around the city. There's a lot of different ways to do it. There's our room has 9. I think that's the most we have 9 rooms, and I think that's the most I've seen. But,
And they're all different themes. They
yeah.
span different eras of time, different
Genres.
areas of the world, different genres.
Yeah, there's about 4 of them in the steampunk era.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, Sherlock and Saving Lincoln, things like that.
Nice.
Nice. And the one we just completed is a Star Trek Next Generation themed escape room. It's
called the Final Frontier.
We somehow got into an altercation. We represented the Federation, and we somehow got into a unfortunate altercation with Klingons.
Yes.
And
I don't know what
You-
John said
you-
to them, but damn it, John.
Yeah.
This is why we can't go to nice places.
that's what he gets for using that official lexicon of Klingon that was written by Harry Mudd.
I mean, it starts off, we were sent to protect the scientists, and all the
Yes.
scientists are dead now.
And
Yes,
and most
you
of-
didn't quite make it in time.
No, and most of the Klingons, if not all, are dead. And our ship is destroyed, but the Klingon ship is salvageable, and we have 1 hour to repair it and get off of the planet before we're incinerated by the Klingon forces that are en route about an hour away.
Man, I should hire you because nobody can explain it as well as you just did. I'm going to get a recording of this.
There you go. I'll send
no,
it to
we're,
you.
we're
send
going
it,
to
yeah.
tag you all over this. So what made you, inspired you to be like, hey, I want to have my own escape room business?
I've been doing property management for about 20 years, and I thought, I'm kind of tired of this. Got to get out of it. And we had been on a roll. My wife and I had done 3 great things for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was the 3rd. So we've broken that since, and not done 2 good things. But this was the 3rd one, and we went, and our family just loved it. We went to another one here in Omaha, and it just got tense. You know, it
Yeah.
goes like 50 minutes, 45, and then it's 12. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
you thought you were pacing it
Your
well, and now
adrenaline's
you're
getting
panicking.
pumped.
Yeah.
The letters are red now. We're gonna tell.
And so
Hey,
that
so-
kind of lit the fire.
Yeah. And then I just thought it'd be fun, and my wife wanted me out of her hair.
Did you design the rooms, or do you have a professional designer?
Well, my brother and
They're very
I
professional.
Yeah.
kind of look.
That room that we did was so small, but the space was used so well.
Yes.
It really,
Yeah.
really was. It's like, well done.
He
clap for you.
packed a lot of detail and a lot of good design into a very small space.
And it kind of deceives you a little bit. Like you don't realize how big of the space you're getting into until you really start solving the problems. It's great.
And it opens up secret rooms and secret
Hey,
spaces.
hey,
and-
Shush, man.
Wasn't she subtle in the way she said?
Yeah,
was
she
subtle.
was great, and then Bill comes along.
I'm encouraging our listeners
Yeah.
to go
Yeah, that's encouraging, but
explore
they don't need to-
secret rooms. That would set me. If I heard that and I was watching Secret Rooms, sign me up,
There you go. Very good.
right?
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what this is for.
now, a lot of these rooms have some amazing props in it. Not only the Klingon room, like
Yeah.
you've got. For those listeners that are familiar with Indiana Jones in the first series, and remember the first movie with the Ark of the Covenant, they've got one of those that they built that is my favorite prop I think I've seen here. That is absolutely amazing. You would think it came right off the movie set. So all of these different props, do you guys design and build these yourself, or do you?
Sometimes we buy them. Like there's a sarcophagus in that same room. I
Yeah.
got that out of Southern Illinois
Ah,
on eBay.
wow.
But
Did it say not haunted? We swear.
Yeah.
No
it
one.
was it was really heavy, and his wife
Yeah.
had been missing for some time.
Only one owner.
That is a creative way to get rid of a body.
eBay
And
a
I
sarcophagus.
went across straight lines with it too, so that's even worse.
Nothing to worry about.
But you build most of your props then? or-
Yeah, just trial and error, and they have to take the test of time because
Yeah, 'cause
people
people
are trying to manipulate them in a lot of different ways.
Looking for secret.
And it's kind of
clues.
amazing. Some stuff is held up that we didn't think, and then some stuff we thought like indestructible, like the Titanic.
Yeah.
And boy, the thing is just in pieces when you go in.
You just walk in and there's like all these pieces. And they're like, did we figure it out? Did we win?
Yeah, that's got to be the
Sorry.
unfortunate thing is you like build these amazing things that should last, but then there's people who are like,
Right.
gonna get my hands all over this thing.
But
I'm gonna touch
I'm
the
kind
thing.
of like that too. I love doing different rooms around, and boy, when there's like 10 minutes left, you're starting to
Get
Jimmy
panicky and
stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
try to- you
Yeah.
know,
looking for any way out. Right.
life
now,
and death.
now after, so in my mind, I'm imagining that people that come to do escape rooms on the weekend, especially like a Saturday or a Friday night, they're maybe a little bit more amped up, a little bit more excited. Maybe they've come from having a few drinks and dinner, and
Had that last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you find that on those nights you have a lot more repair work than on other nights, or does it just kind of random?
There's different groups.
Yeah.
You just probably hope they don't pocket any of the small pieces. That's probably the biggest thing. Like,
So if
okay,
it's-
do we have all the pieces? Because you'd hate
Yeah.
for like something to end up in a girl's purse.
Right.
Or yeah,
Right.
like obviously you have to zip tie those guns to the wall because those would be really fun.
I imagine families would be more calmer, less
Well, the other thing,
destructive.
though, is if you're a competitive group,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I'm presuming friendships have ended in there.
I'm actually thinking
Or-
this
or
is a third
couples.
date.
Yeah.
This is a third date to see if
Yeah.
you're really gonna get along.
If you're really compatible.
or maybe it's like 1 month
was
into the
And the one
relationship.
guy tells us to leave the clues out.
But yeah, before anybody gets married, they should have to do one of those.
Yeah,
there we
I actually
go.
interview people
That's-
going through there.
No, you
'Cause
learn
it's-
things about people. Like
Oh.
Bill and 10 minutes left, and 2s look like 3s, don't they, Bill?
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
I said, when you're in a hurry too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just trying to snap off, decision. Even when you have time, you're in a little bit of a hurry.
Sure.
And you miss really some details that you wouldn't have missed if there wasn't any pressure.
I
Right.
missed that power cell in the gun was the solution to the
Yeah.
life support problems. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about the Star Trek room that we did. Like, what gave you the idea to do it? Like,
We were kind of going between Star Trek and Star Wars. You know, which one we wanted to plagiarize.
And you chose wisely.
Yeah.
No.
Disney might come down with fire and brimstone. Like, they have special radar for this time. That someone is using our themes without our permission.
Emulate. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of do play on words.
Yeah.
We're like Weird Al.
Yeah, no, there you go.
Right.
But we just thought there was some cooler stuff with the Trekkie things and some big fans. And
Sure.
the Klingon thing is fun.
yeah,
Because
you got,
everybody knows Klingons.
Yeah.
and you've got, you had not only the Klingon who would call in and talk at you, and I assume threaten, and the
You mean
Starfleet
over the-
officer as well. Was that you or somebody else?
Yeah, that was me. The McCracken had the Scottish accent at the
Right.
beginning, so that's what the premise was.
Yeah.
We're working on the audio assistance.
It didn't feel cheesy at all. Like, all of it came together really well.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I love the control panel
Nicely
and
done.
yeah. So so you had like an iPad in there that you had to put a special sequence in that was hidden
Right.
behind a locked
Right.
panel, right?
Once again,
That-
spoiler warning.
Right.
Hey,
So hold on. So that program, did you guys write that program, or was that something
Yeah,
you
we had
found?
a high schooler write it, and also we have 2 curved TVs.
Yeah.
We've had 4 altogether.
oh, wow.
One when I opened up was broken, and one we dropped
no.
the sound bar against it.
Oh no!
And they discontinued it, so I had to
Oh no!
after
find
that,
two matching
I had to go to
ones?
Kansas City during that flood on all these
Oh.
back streets to get one that fit in there.
Oh man, that
Yeah, I
was a
imagine
trek.
that's a tough thing when you design something for a specific space to fit
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have plexiglass over that and everything, so that works out pretty well. But yeah, there's always some different things to go into it. I'm trying to, was this question? Where was that originally at?
Well, now I don't know.
Just asking, like, when you have to do programming and
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we had,
yeah,
we had,
yeah,
we had
yeah.
a high
Sorry.
schooler. His dad does it, and he's familiar with it, and so he did it, and it really good. I mean, you have
Yeah.
both screens going at the same time. We thought that would be the most difficult thing.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, download a thing and done.
yeah, nice.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So the Star Trek room is the last one to come online.
Yes.
You want to describe the other rooms you've got, just so people have an idea?
Sure, we have 4 classic rooms, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's kind of Jules Verne
Yeah.
set up. That one you're
That was beautiful. I glanced in there, and that
Yeah,
was really.
You got a
yeah.
periscope in there.
yeah.
and-
So you're trying to find out what's wrong. Your submarine's going down even more than submarines normally go down.
We're gonna fall into the
You're
abyss.
trying to. It's just natural. It's what submarines do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going down. It's very dangerous.
It's a hull crush
So
dip.
yeah, so you're trying to find out what's wrong with it and fix it. Different rooms. Some of them are problem solving, where you're trying to get an objective met, and then some you just try to escape. Most of ours
okay.
are objective.
Okay.
The objective is fun.
Yeah.
And then rescuing the revolution, you're trying to find evidence of a spy in General Washington's camp.
Okay. Cool.
That's
cool.
cool.
Nice.
Tomb of Doom. You're in a cursed Egyptian tomb. You're
That-
trying to break the curse and get out.
That
And
one
that's
looked
an amazing
cool.
set too. There's like this huge obelisk in the middle with the
Yeah,
Egyptian
yeah.
hieroglyphics.
That was fun
And you
to
guys
make.
made that?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
My brother made it. You got to angle all this. It was
Yeah.
pretty,
Is that
pretty-
is
he's
that
pretty
made? Is that like
meticulous.
a wood
yeah
frame underneath
It's
and it's just stone
plywood.
stone paint or something, or how did he-
I don't know if that's just normal paint or some of it's stone.
Oh, because it looks in the dim lighting, it looks like it's a rock structure that's
Right.
carved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and then
really
Wombat
good.
Willie was on the ground. Did you see him?
No.
No.
Well, he
I
was
didn't
trying to
notice it.
get through the tomb before.
Ah.
So
Like the guy in Indiana Jones that
Yeah.
had the arrow go through him. And
Yeah.
Nice.
But so he's laying there. So each room also has a different video that goes along with it. Comes in at the beginning, and then your time begins, and then 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45
Yeah.
minutes, and
Wow.
they just seem to come faster
So you made all these rooms, and you had a closet left over, so you made the Star Trek room. It's really small. It's well.
It was actually a bigger
It's just-
room when it started. I mean, it's just.
I don't know
It's just-
where it all
Yeah.
went. She somehow took it out because it's not there anymore. But it is awesome. I mean, like I said, the setup is masterful.
Good, good.
It's
It's good to hear.
maximum use of minimal space. It really
Yeah.
is.
And then your other rooms, if you want to go on with.
Oh,
so
and
you
then
had-
Saving Lincoln, you're put into Ford's Theater an hour before the assassination. You're trying to stop John Wilkes Booth.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's
And-
cool.
Yeah, and then the premier rooms would be the Final Frontier, the one you just did,
Yeah.
where you're trying to get that Klingon ship up and running. The Batcave Conundrum.
That
one,
sounds fun.
The Joker has taken over the Batcave. He's got some information on Batman. You have to thwart his efforts.
That would be cool.
And he's a condescending jerk.
Bastard.
jerk
No,
dude.
You
that's
go,
awesome.
bastard.
It's not for the light and self-esteem.
Oh.
No.
Although this is a business for the self. No,
Yeah.
right.
You're speaking to people who lost, you know.
Yeah, my self-esteem is kind of low right
But you
now.
guys have fine, intact egos.
We do.
Yeah.
It would take a lot to impact our egos,
Yeah.
especially Hollywood over there.
Well, it's the fact that you actually unsolicitedly helped us, and we still
I was just
we
talking.
still
at the-
failed.
That was nice. I
We
appreciated
still
that help.
And we chose the easiest room.
You did.
But it doesn't mean to be scared for anyone listening to this. Like, come in, start.
Yeah.
If you've never done an escape room, do start with the easiest one.
Yeah.
But
Or
like, dig in
the
because it's
easy
so
mode.
satisfying. Yeah.
It was very. I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah.
I do.
It's kind of like learning a different language.
Yeah.
Where, okay, you're looking at something. And you go, okay, what does this really mean?
Well, in
Yeah.
this
Right.
case,
Right.
it was
Really?
really actually learning a different language.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Good point.
everything in this escape room is labeled in Klingon because it's a Klingon ship.
Right.
Which is
So
brilliant.
part of the room is translating it and figuring out what means what.
Right.
Yes. Fortunately, it translates 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Who knows
So-
how complicated that
So
can be.
then the Bat Cave, and then what else did you have?
And then we have 3 rooms that are deluxe rooms. The ones I just mentioned are all 2 to 6. We do go a little bit over, but if you do have a date night and you want to just be by yourselves in any of those rooms, you can take those.
Yeah.
And then the 6 to 15 people rooms are the zombie apocalypse. That one you're trying to find out what the scientists were working on and finish their work. There is a zombie in the room with you.
Oh God.
He's very helpful. No.
Helpful at eating brains.
No,
But he-
the other file.
He is tethered to a winch, and so
At least for a while.
there's different ways of distracting him, but
Uh-huh.
that's pretty fun. That's one of the hardest rooms. It's and then night in museum. You're in a museum. Huh.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
And-
the one with the Ark of the Covenant in it, and
Yes.
it looks amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
and that one you're trying to just escape the museum.
Okay.
You've been lured into it now. You've set off a burglar alarm, and
Oh, no.
you have to overcome it.
And one thing I thought that was cool about that room is that there's a guard that comes
Yeah.
through. Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
every 15 minutes. The deluxe rooms all have some kind of interaction with us, and there's a guard that comes in every 15 minutes. It seems every time we have a room, he forgets his glasses, so he sees movement well and hears things well. So you just got to try to blend in and not get caught by it.
So you just have to kind of freeze in position until he's done making his rounds.
comes in with the light,
Yeah.
shines it all over, and
Assume
So is that an auto fail kind of thing if the guard notices you then, or
yeah, you just get taken out for a couple minutes.
so it's a time penalty?
Yes, and flogged. No.
Kinda. It's that kind of room.
What?
Where do you bring us, Bill?
Wait a second.
I think
This is
Jenna's
going to
in.
attract a whole different kind of customer.
Go on.
Puzzle room after dark, I see. Yeah.
So
And-
what's like the biggest group you had, or like the most funniest story or group you've had come through?
Boy.
Like a story that you'd be like, man, I'm really glad we did this, or maybe, man, did we make a good life choice? Because it went a whole direction you didn't even think.
Well, the worst I remember is, I never asked the best, but I'm warming myself up so I can remember it.
Yeah.
But one of the worst was a mother-daughter came in, and usually after 5 minutes the ice is broken, everybody's
Yeah.
kind of having fun, but this one just kept getting worse.
Oh, no.
And no one could help the other one. It was pretty funny.
And yeah, you guys are in the observation room,
Yeah.
just going, "This is the most awkward thing we've ever seen."
We use it for advertising.
It's like, do we preemptively call 911 or wait until the murder happens?
And then there's the zombie one. There is a bit of a startling sometimes, and just sometimes the reaction. Some people go in and just fall all over
Trying
other
to get
people.
out,
Yeah, just trying to.
get away.
Yeah,
That would be
pretty
real
hilarious.
funny.
Do you have businesses that would come in and try and do team building exercises
Oh
here?
yeah, all the time. That's a lot of the weekday stuff. It's there's a lot of comments we get when people come in and they say, "Gosh, that was actually fun."
Yeah.
Actually.
Because there's a lot of different things that people try, and there's some fun things. but
Sure.
This really.
And people that haven't done it before don't really know what to expect a lot of times, so they're kind of going in with a little trepidation,
Yeah,
perhaps.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to work together on these.
Right.
It is a good team building.
Like, I have to be honest, I was a little bit scared because I tend to get, like, white out, freeze, like, when you have a whole bunch of people and you're puzzle solving.
Right.
And I was actually even surprised at
No,
myself.
you were awesome. I mean, you were crawling through tunnels and
There's nothing else for Galactic Driftwood. I'm good for crawling into small spaces.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes.
It's not like
She went through
let's
the
pick
tunnel
Jenna,
and Bill
Jenna's
Hedges.
like, darn.
No, I was like,
look, there's
Jenna,
a hole
there's
in
a
the ground.
tunnel.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'll go.
"Wee."
I'll go.
It was like Forrest Gump in Vietnam. Yeah. Go.
All right, 10 a day and I'm going down the hole.
we went up to Lyons, Nebraska. There's a guy up there named Bill Hedges that does.
You guys would get along. You
he's-
probably get, like...
Oh man, he creates all of his own props. He's got like this movie studio where he's creating his own
Really?
sci-fi series, and he's got winches to create with props, and he films them and removes the wires so spaceships are flying around, and it's called Cosmic Cat is the series. And this guy just has an amazing
His
facility.
basement
His
is
basement,
like one of your
he's got
rooms.
like
Really?
Yeah, the way
one
he's
part of his
built it.
basement's like a 1950s diner, and then he's got another part you go into, and it's like the inside of the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space.
Really?
He's got like a mad scientist lab area. I mean, he's got amazing
a
stuff.
theater
He's
that...
thinking house. What you should think is Main Street of this whole town that somehow he owns. And he has a very extensive.
Yeah, it's
He-
not just the basement of his
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
it's the
it's like
old
he's-
movie theater that he bought and
It turned
used it
into a
for
movie
an
studio.
actual
Okay.
movie studio
And then he
too.
bought the building next door, and it's like a brick front on it, but he modified it so that it comes down on hydraulics and it slides out bleachers, and he pulls up a big movie screen and does Main Street movie night for the people in the town.
But
Really?
like, yeah,
Lions?
Yes.
and
yes.
but in
cool.
his basement he built a movie theater with a screen that's about the size of the wall. And he can fit like 40 people in there.
Yeah,
Like
so
it's got
it's
movie
got
theater seats, and it
movie
looks like an
seats, yeah.
open, like
Oh, nice.
ceiling.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
it's
It's-
crazy. it's
Anyway,
just this old house.
Anyway, the point of the story was we go out there, and we're taking Seth and Jenna out there for the first time, and we're just driving, and they're like, are they just taking us out in the country to kill us?
Like this is
and
the
then,
start of a B
and then
movie.
Jenna says to Seth, just don't let me do anything stupid. Don't let me get killed. So anyway, so we get there, we go into the house, and we're telling Jenna about this guy's got a secret trap
Bookcase
door,
that
bookcase that
opens.
opens up, and you
Okay.
go through the bookcase, and you crawl down some stairs, and you end up on the stage of the movie theater.
And I'm like,
And so he opens up the bookcase,
cover.
and before we can even say, "Oh, does anybody want to try that?" Jenna's like, "Pew!" gone, disappearing down the bookcase.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, that's Jenna's dead, so
So much for trying to save her. Oh my
You don't
God!
know what's at
But
the
you guys
bottom
would
of
have
that.
a
You
lot
don't
of
know.
fun,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, if you were to meet Bill. Like
Wow.
just the
I
stuff.
just actually built a bookcase thing.
You did?
Yeah.
Ah.
I'll send you a link to his
Yeah, I'd love
YouTube
to.
channel.
And you-
yeah.
He's a fascinating guy. He
Yeah.
really is.
you had a presence at Ocon this year, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
someone was
that's
there.
where we saw.
Bill was there as well, so maybe like next year or something, or at the next convention.
I'll have to get you two meeting
Yeah,
up or
we
something.
can set up something there because I'm
Sometime
sure you
next
guys
year.
would
Yeah.
just
Hit it
get
off.
along.
There'd be nothing
Yeah.
good would come from that. Yeah.
Because like he'd probably love to see everything you did. He'd find it fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He'd
does all his
especially
own-
love the Star Trek.
Yeah, he does his own wiring and stuff. A lot of the things.
Oh man,
Oh,
I do. There's a lot of different ways to do things,
Yeah.
magnets and stuff, and yeah, it's
But like that's kind of why we do the podcast is because we were trying to connect nerds and lovers of all sorts of genres with each other in the area, so like we can help support each other's businesses.
yeah. I'm in love with this guy from Lions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think
I was married till today.
Till today. Yeah, but yeah, so it's amazing. I want to come back and do some of the other rooms here.
But this stands with anything he does. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah, it
it's
does,
so
yeah, this
like the
is-
attention to detail and artistry. Like we're all envious, to be honest. We're like, why do we have to have day jobs? We want to
right, right.
So how long have you been open for?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So do you do the rooms all stay the same, or do you ever
They have.
change them out?
We just finished. What is this? Probably February.
Mhm.
We did Final Frontier, and then the Night Museum was like the October before that, and it was like a whole year
Right.
before that Sherlock opened up.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you working on any new rooms, or you just kind of see what happens?
No,
or-
I'm working on an Airbnb right now, and so
like a
it's
murderers, you're trapped in the Airbnb.
It could be, but it's a 6-bedroom house. Each bedroom has its own theme, so it would be people would go there, stay the night. They'd have to figure out their room, and then it goes down to the main floor, and you go through different things, and inside and out.
Wow.
So I figure,
Huh. So it's like an overnight escape room
Yeah.
kind of a
No,
concept.
no leaving until you figure it out.
yeah,
That doesn't sound like a horror movie at
the
all.
Hotel California.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you should call it. The Hotel California house.
So that's here in Omaha?
Yeah, it's about a mile away from here.
Oh, okay.
That's
When do
great.
you
That
think
sounds
you'll
really
open that?
interesting.
2 months ago was the plan.
I've had projects
just
like
keeps-
that.
It's good to have a plan.
Yeah, but it's getting close. But
Nice.
Do you have to have someone put the brakes on you sometimes? Because you just keep going, oh, we can
yeah,
do
my
this,"
wife
and
always
just,
puts the brakes.
I know that feeling.
Because I imagine it's hard to find a place.
She tries. The lever's broke.
Linda's back there just shaking her head. And
You did that lever like a toilet flusher.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's a small lever.
It's not a whip. It's
Yeah. Yeah, it's like bicycle brakes on a freight train. You know, it doesn't really work so well.
Linda's back there thinking about life insurance.
thought I had enough, but not quite.
Yeah, but I just imagine that it's hard. You want to just keep going with the room. Like, okay, no, it's good. It's good for the crowd now. I need to just let it be. That's where I can
Yeah,
see it, the trust
well-
struggle is.
Yeah, it's you want to have it. You test it with different people.
Yeah.
And so they come in and go, this.
Yeah, yeah.
But you want to kind of have original. You're going to have to take other ideas and run with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I try not to do anything that I've really seen exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But-
now, when you come up with an idea for a room,
Yeah.
I assume you have to get out like a blueprint, kind of draw out what you want to do, and then
Yeah, that seems logical, but no.
Bill,
no.
Bill,
'Cause I
make sure
thought-
you're talking at the microphone.
Yeah.
So.
But I figured that was what you would kind of do to figure out the layout of the room, and then how do you figure out what is the right quantity of clues and puzzles in order to get to an hour?
We have our little thing, like Sherlock solution up there.
Yeah.
It says 8%. So that is when a group goes in, that is the percent they can go through, and without any extra help from us,
Get it
through
done.
Get done into 60 minutes. And so from there, it's every 1 to 10 clues.
So how
what
do
was
you
the
figure out
percentage
what the
for-
right balance is for that?
What was the percentage for the Final Frontier?
There's
it's up on
another
that chart. I
escape
can't
room
see
in
it from
town that
Check
didn't
it.
give clues.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it frustrates people, but you have to write your room better so you can get through that 15 minutes of sheer torture
Right.
And finally figure it out when you come
Yeah.
back and try not to
Yeah.
make it complicated. And then there's other rooms that people go and they're waving for clues within 10 minutes because they know there's so many things.
Yeah.
So I like kind of to where you can get it, you have a shot at it.
Yeah.
Because some places have never gotten through. People have never gotten through without clues.
And I mean, that
Really?
seems like a bad.
Yeah.
That seems like it
Yeah.
would be a bad room. If people can't figure it out without help, then you haven't given them the tools they
Right.
need to pass it. So it seems like it'd be a really interesting process of like testing that and figuring out what's
Right.
the right balance. Am I giving them enough, but
Right.
still not
And-
making it too easy so it's challenging and fun?
Right. Yeah. You want the reaction always to be, oh, I was thinking that. I mean, 'cause
Right.
you guys were
Yeah.
going down the right path,
Right.
and then got distracted doing something.
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
I
one
mean,
of the main things.
That's at least two of the people in the group who went through is just like, oh wait, what?
So
Squirrel.
you don't want the reaction to be, yeah, that's stupid. I'd never get that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Which occasionally you get, but for the predominant, you want everybody to have a shot at it.
Now, do you ever have groups that come through that do a room, they don't pass, and then they come back later
Yeah,
to try
that
it
was my
again?
next question.
They usually tell us that they've done it before, and usually they'll just, it's kind of rare
Yeah.
that happens, but they usually find one that they haven't done. But
Yeah.
they'll tell us, and then they won't work on the stuff they know
Oh, I see.
usually.
Huh.
Until
And-
the very end.
And nobody really wants to give people secrets of what's in there. There's just a natural thing. Well, I don't want you to get a better time than me.
Yeah.
well, like the
So it's
room
good.
we did, I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Right,
Yeah, right,
because,
right.
Like, there's just so much cool. It's like part of the fun of it was discovery.
Yes.
And like finding it out and like going, oh, I found this thing. Come and see this thing that I found.
That is
Well-
so neat.
Well, of course, I'm 60, so maybe that makes a difference. But I met with you down here about 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And we walked through that Klingon room, and you showed me all that stuff. But when I got here to go through it again, I'd forgotten pretty much everything. And I'm like, and when you found that tunnel underneath, I'm going, that's right. There's a
no.
tunnel
You
down there.
knew.
No,
You knew.
you gave it away. You better edit that out.
I'll edit that out.
Okay.
But yeah, so I didn't remember.
I think we're gonna have a lot of editing to do on this one.
Well, I got a lot of editing anyway.
Maybe you should just like beep it out and then
I
at
don't
the
know.
beginning
I
say,
think it
when you
might be
hear beeps,
enticing,
it's
like
just
you
Yeah, he thinks it's
It doesn't
enticing.
really.
Yeah.
It was just so neat because we had no idea that was going to be there.
Yeah.
And they were like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the padding is good.
Yes, thank you for my knees. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, did you get the knee
We saw the
pads?
knee pads.
That's,
Oh,
that's
is that
another
what
hand.
those
John
for?
thought they were
Yeah.
for something else,
I thought
and,
they were
and
like weird,
we said that
breath
changes the
masks.
whole.
I don't know what
Yeah.
they were.
I
whole
thought
feel
somebody
of the
had
room.
brought those in with us. Like,
No.
is that,
No,
I,
no.
I didn't even
They
think
were-
about that.
they
No,
were
I
in
didn't
the-
need them.
They were in the
Yeah,
closet.
Jen,
so it's
Jenna
like,
sees
yeah.
a tunnel and she's like, in it.
Yeah. Because putting on knee pads would have taken up just too much time.
Yes.
You would have had to just, you wouldn't be in there.
Right.
So instead, we took apart your DVD.
Yeah, there is like a loose battery in there now, so.
Yeah, I took it out. I put it
Oh,
back where
okay.
it's
Oh, good,
supposed to be,
good.
But it's like, yeah, but I mean, it's like, it looked like that was the way this works. So it's like,
Because that's where you also have to, it's like, you should probably push through some of the clues, but other clues, like, am I overthinking this?
Yeah, that is the tendency in these is, you try a few things. Sometimes you just miss a number because
Yeah.
you're trying to go fast, and then all of a sudden this way complicated things where they're trying to drag stuff off the walls and put it together. It's like, oh
Right.
man,
Yes.
they've taken the blue pill there.
Yeah. So like the last escape room I did, it was one down in Lincoln, and it was one of those where they didn't like everything here felt like it was open, and we just had to put the pieces together in the right order. The one in Lincoln that I did, it really did kind of feel like victory was stolen from us, just because certain things were hidden in such a way that you'd never really think to actually
that's-
do it. because like we'd ask for a clue, and they'd be like, "Oh, there's a tiny little hole over here, and you have to look into it while a light is on." And there was no indication that there was actually a hole there. It's like, "Oh no, you have to move a thing and light it up before you can see the hole." And it's like,
You were good at signaling, like in the room. Like there was good pointers.
The Captain McCracken coming over the air. It's like you shouldn't do that. That's probably not right. Okay. Yeah.
And
It was
then-
nice that Captain McCracken was
That'll
following
do
us
you
along.
no good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
And that he was an expert on Klingon ships.
And again, I appreciated the warning labels on one of the aspects that says, "Someone with long hair, don't stand near here." I was like, "Oh,
but that was a
step
really
away."
neat detail of like when you turned it on, it started moving.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh, that was
Mhm.
and lit up.
That's got
Beautiful.
that's got a great reflection on that wall.
Yeah.
It's and that's a little. There's a little adjustable thing on the warp drive that you have to get in, and some people will take it and try to put it down, even though it's got duct tape on it, and so it takes a little while to start going. But it's
I saw the document.
So,
Yeah.
so the one we did, the Final Frontier, is a bit more than just a room. Like most of the escape rooms are a room, and you go into a room, and it seems like one space most of the time. But this one was divided into multiple smaller spaces, and seems like a lot more engineering and construction had to go into making this one.
yeah, that
Was
was
it the hardest room you've done so far, you think?
like as far as all the different
Like
boy.
planning and putting the.
Night in the Museum was kind of tough too, but that one, Final Frontier, just the building was, you think you plan putting the wires there before you put all the facade on, and then you gotta
Right.
Yeah.
go back and
Fix something.
And then all the
run some more.
details,
Oh,
Yeah.
like because like even like on the walls, you had the paneling that you'd think you'd see in a Klingon starship.
Yeah.
that was a really good touch. So
Yeah.
if no one's
My
ever.
brother pays attention to detail. He's
Yeah.
really. I mean, he kept bringing these little pieces, like the outer thing that you
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
with all the different, how you would picture a spaceship.
Yeah.
And he just kept bringing them and
Putting them on
tacking
the
them. We finally figured out glue doesn't mess them up as bad.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna say something? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, if someone has never done an escape room, what do you recommend that they come and ask for?
As far as a room,
Yeah.
almost always the 20,000 leaks.
Is it a
like
good starter room for
Yeah,
someone?
it's got the Jules. It's still challenging, and
Oh, yeah.
and it's kind of tough on some stuff, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't have anything that's just really kind of nasty, overwhelming.
And it's pretty. It's just like
And
a
it
very
looks,
cool room
yeah,
to
it
be
looks
in.
really cool.
So if there's some steampunk people who want to get dressed up and come do that room, it'd be a fun party room.
Well, that would
I'm
be
sure
a lot
there
of fun.
are that would like to do it.
Yeah.
Says Mr. Steampunk over here.
Yes.
I do have some experience in that genre.
I know. Like, so we're so happy to have had this opportunity to come and look at all of this and be a part of it. And
Well, we're already talking about coming back and doing
Yeah.
some more.
yeah, we definitely.
Yeah, I
can't
want to do
wait.
I want to do the Bat Cave. I want to do the Bat Cave. I need to speak into the microphone too.
I think the zombie apocalypse would be fun. I like the horror themed ones. We did one a place I can't remember. I think it's near 84th and L.
Yeah, in Trap.
Yeah, and we did one there that was a Dracula themed thing, and it's like you're out for a walk through the Carpathian Mountains, or a hike, I guess, not a walk, and you a rainstorm, a thunderstorm moves in, lightning, thunder, and you see this castle, and you're like, well, let's go hold up there for the night until it blows over, and you go into
Like
the
you
castle.
do.
Yeah, you go into the castle, but the door shuts behind you. Now you can't get out. And it's 11 o'clock, and at midnight, something happens.
Something.
Yes, something
So-
happens.
Yeah, they do a nice job.
Yeah, that was a really scary one.
Halloween's coming up. Are you doing anything special for that, or?
Boy, I don't know. It's like a couple months away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. It's kind of funny. We're usually busy the night before and the night after. Halloween, I don't know if people go, but the zombie one's a fun one, and
Yeah.
uh,
Be a good Halloween themed room
yeah.
to do this time
The
of
zombie
year.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
Or even the Tomb of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Tomb of Doom. That sounds
Yeah,
that
that
sounds
would
like
be
a good one.
Yeah, so there you go. There's that date night for anyone out there. You go
Yeah,
to.
we
go
should
to-
run a special.
You
Yeah.
should.
This,
Oh,
well,
dude.
you specifically do have a date night on up there for
There you go.
a room for 2 people.
There you go. So come out, go to Monster Club that's down in the old market, get a meal.
Oh, yeah.
And then come
That's
hang
what
out
we did
here.
before we came here.
Test your partner. See if you really want to be with this person because they may be
You
a
guys should
terrible.
both cross advertise.
Is this like when they're married or?
Like this is the test before they're married.
So how hard is it to do a room with just 2 people?
You really have to communicate
Yeah.
well, and some of the rooms it works out this way that about 20% of the people will see this the way you should see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just looking at something, and these other people are trying to figure out something, and it's just not whether you're smart or anything. It's just the way your brain's working.
Is it
Yeah.
that person that just keeps screaming the same answer over and over again? And the other one's saying, you said that already. And it's like, we've been doing this for 25 minutes now. Shut up.
I hate you. I hate you.
You suck.
And then you're washing blood out of the Tomb of Doom.
Taking the kids. We're going to be with mom.
Bring the Clorox. We don't want any evidence.
It wasn't us. It just happened to be in our building. Oh God.
I don't know why their car was parked outside.
I mean, it is Leavenworth, so. But I mean, has anyone ever tried to come in and do this alone?
A couple times.
Really?
Sometimes it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
One guy didn't want any help, and I don't think he solved anything. I don't know.
Aw.
It was kind of an odd thing. I felt bad. I thought, yeah, we're gonna get a terrible review for this guy.
Wah, wah, wah.
But I could see someone just wanting to come in. I want to see how clever I can be and give it a
Right,
go.
right.
Because crosswords just don't do it for them anymore. So like they want to move up in life.
Right.
Well, now that you've done the room we just did, do you think you could do it by yourself? If you came in here without knowing
No.
anything?
No, not the room we just did.
Because you have to think outside the box, and people are going to see things in different ways, like you said.
Yeah, it's just good
They're
to have
gonna
numbers.
see
Yeah.
something.
Well, and you got
bring
different people working on
experiences.
different things. Like I was working on trying to translate the language, and you guys were figuring out access panels and your doors and things like that. So I mean, it worked out well to have multiple people in that.
So,
We failed though. I mean, what it
Worked out better.
We felt, but we were really close.
We were
We
yeah,
were
guys,
really close.
we were really close. We almost.
I mean, if the first volley of photon torpedoes hadn't destroyed us, we probably would have made it. While they
I
were
think those are
reloading,
disruptors, actually.
disruptors.
I mean, if they
right,
all-
thank you.
So,
If they only just would have stopped for gas on the way,
Yes!
we would have been fine.
so
Yes.
we did the easy version of the room, and they have a medium and a red shirt version of the room.
A Wrath of Khan version.
Yeah.
And a red shirt
The
version.
red
Yeah.
shirt's hilarious.
And
So-
if you're familiar with Star Trek, you know what the red shirts happens
Has
to the red
anyone
shirts.
beaten the red shirt version?
No, I don't think so.
Bill, how do you think you would have fared on the translation with just the without the clipboard hints?
Because that's what the red shirt is. It's just basically,
Right. It would have been tough. There's one area of the room where you have a clue as to what characters translate, but without the other characters, I think it would have been really tough. Without the vowels on the clipboard, I think it would have been really tough to solve a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the only hint you're getting is the list of things to do,
yeah, right,
and
right,
if you can kind of equate that.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and I thought I'd like this, and I was really hopeful it'd be a good group experience for us, and now I'm like, it was great. I liked
It was.
them. I can't wait to come back.
Yeah.
So.
very, very, very pleasurable time. It was.
And we're very happy that you could do this and pursue such an awesome,
Well, and I know for this
enjoyable
one,
project.
the clues are kind of set up. You feel like you're in a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way it's going down.
I know you do.
It's
None
not,
of you wore red shirts though.
No, I know.
I was a little worried that okay, the puzzles are fun, but it'd be a puzzle that's not
Related to Star
related
Trek.
to. No, but you feel like you
He's
have
right.
to.
He's
Yeah.
right. It's like Star Trek, but you know you're the B team. We're not the guys. What are we doing here? Why are
We're
we
not. We didn't beam down off the Enterprise with Riker and Geordi.
Yeah, we're not the
You know,
main team.
right? We
Probably
were
the
set to
C
save a
team.
couple of scientists.
Yeah.
We
We
failed.
failed, as we always do.
Or the crackpot interns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
kind of like MacGyver put into a spot. I mean, you're okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully when you look back, you're trying to think, okay, logically I should have gone down.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
instead of MacGyver, who says, I've got a rubber band and a paper clip,
Yeah.
I can do this, we look at all the things and say, there's nothing we can make out of this. That's us. And that's what we just did. It's like, all the stuff's here to fix the stuff, and we didn't do it.
We almost did it.
You're going
We
down
were
the right
really-
paths on
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why I said, like, without the experience, you don't think to go, like, no, I wouldn't be going that much further. No, we just should have gone that much further. So, pro tip, if you think you feel like you're on the right track, but you're like, no, I wouldn't be that. Maybe try it a few more steps.
It is.
Try it a
It
few
is
more
funny
steps.
watching people. Sometimes there's strong personalities trying to be the leader and stuff, and taking people down paths, and then sometimes somebody will just go. You see somebody working logically, and then they say exactly what you're supposed to do, and the guy goes, "No," or somebody goes, "No." It's,
I feel that you were a little impatient. Because some of the advice, it's like, we're talking, let's do this. And you're like, no, don't do that. And it's like, you just
well, it was getting down to the time where
Yeah.
I wanted.
He
it
knows
to
we're
be,
not going to finish because he's
Getting-
seen enough of this, and
well, I
he's
feel
like,
like it's like I'm getting tired of watching you do that.
No.
But I think he
Yeah.
would. I think we were a special case. He probably wouldn't have volunteered
Yeah.
that information for any
Special.
group.
Yeah, we are the special case.
So yeah,
Yes, we are.
watching us go through it, what were your thoughts?
Yeah.
Just for you to continue with some of your hunches
we'd have been.
and just gone through. I mean, it was said exactly what you had to do, and then people would just come over and go, okay, that's. I think I remember you going 9992, and just not looking
Not
past that.
finishing that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just
We
you
would got
had just
confusion.
come up and said, what does that say? And he came up with the what it says under the
Fuel cell
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything.
Yep.
But that's the key. Once you see that, and then hopefully when you look back how to get the numbers, it's like obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless
Right.
someone mistranslates them. Yeah, then it's harder.
That happens.
But
After you look
you
at.
gotta double check.
Do you have
When you're-
anyone who comes
you're-
back through to retry a room just to get the?
I already asked him that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't-
If we couldn't do it now, there's something seriously wrong with us.
Well,
It's like,
see, it might be
Well,
nice
I
to
mean,
come
you
back
see-
and try it again, and then
In
see
6
how it
months.
ends
Yeah.
when you succeed.
Yeah,
All
see the
right.
success.
All right.
The success. I
all
mean,
right, let's do an annual
Or-
show where we come
or-
back next year and see if we can do this.
No, or
Or
you come through with this group, you do it. Then you take your date back to the room, and you already you look like a genius.
Oh.
Because you get
sit there at the
90%
table.
of the way.
Just
and
sit
say,
there at the table and say, "Why don't you try this?"
Yeah.
Not even looking at it.
spoken like a true
Right.
gray Jedi. There. It's
Yeah.
a little bit iffy
Right,
in terms of
right,
ethics,
right.
but I'm a gray
Yeah.
Jedi.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, if it gets the job done for
Right.
for somebody, then there you go. It's all fun.
Exactly.
It's all fun and games.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
All's fair in
Yeah.
love and war.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So, any last questions for our amazing host, who again we appreciate for having
Yep,
us.
thank you
and
very
doing
much.
all of this.
Wonderful room.
fantastic time.
Yes.
Yep. Any other questions? No.
And is there anything you'd like people to know about that we've missed about your
Let's
business
see.
here? And
Just look for specials.
Where do they find you online?
We're at houseofconundrum.com.
Okay.
Is our
All one
website.
word?
Do you have Facebook and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Well,
And,
we're very happy for your passion project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, another funny kind of thing is when I have people go through for the first time, like I'm going to have somebody work for me.
Yeah.
It is funny. They'll go in, and just kind of be shut down. maybe get a few things, and then they're and I haven't do it alone.
Ah.
And it's tough. It's
Right,
tough.
right.
But a month later, they'll be watching somebody on the TV, and it's like, oh, it's right in front of you, guys! Can't you see it?
See, and that's what
see
I
that.
think you were doing, and you watched that one too many times, and you're like, no, that's not it.
Well, I was actually trying to protect my stuff because you guys were starting to push on the plastic.
Too hard. Right, right,
Okay, let's not doing anything.
Right,
And
right.
I saw it kind of flexing.
Yeah.
I was trying to be very careful about pushing into things too hard.
And the green light, it kind of looks
Like it's
Like
on,
it's
but it's
on-ish,
not.
but it's not. It's
Right.
Well, did you when you saw us playing with batteries? It's like, where did they get a battery from? It's like, why is there a battery?
That's kind of a weird thing too. Is that a lot of times we hand out phasers
To the
Oh.
crew when they go
Oh,
in.
fun.
when you guys are going in.
Ah.
And I actually thought they handed them out to you.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh no,
It
we
must
would
be
just
a-
gotten like, no, I told you it was this.
It only shoots live Klingon, so you guys can blast each other to your heart's content.
Yes.
But that's what I thought you were getting them, and then it was out of the flashlights.
The remote.
The remote,
No, we took
The
the
remote
remote
control
Yeah.
for the DVD.
Yeah.
Oh. no one's done that before.
Oh, we figured.
See, I told him not to
was
do it
thinking-
because that was obviously not part of the.
Well, no, but I was
was just-
thinking
it was
we
proof of
watched.
concept.
That's
You,
just
it was
what they would
me. It was-
think.
I did it.
No,
If
but
it had worked, I would have then found a battery in a more legitimate place, but I was just trying something.
yeah, but I thought because we watched the DVD, right, and it was basically kind of what was written on the bottom of the clipboard,
was exactly, yes.
right? And I'm like, okay, why would they just repeat that? There's
Well,
gotta
he
be.
told like when they
I
were
know. He
bringing
said
us
watch
in,
as much, but I read the clipboard and it was the exact same thing that we watched on the TV, and I'm like, okay, there's no reason for that to be there unless we need that remote for something else.
Oh.
Oh.
Because it exactly duplicated what was on the clipboard. And I'm like, I've already read that. I already know this.
That's
There's purpose.
just making it is one step easier.
Yeah.
You see the transcript.
remote-
Yeah.
the
I thought it was
remote,
just
though-
setting the mood.
The remote though does have a live part in the actual game, so it's like it's all fair.
Yeah.
Even though it's totally the wrong way, and you got tired of watching us play with it. But it's like, yeah.
I didn't see you guys play. I just heard you
Yeah.
guys
Fumbling
taking
in
it
there.
apart.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very
Yeah, that
much
was
again.
fun. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was
Yeah,
a
that was
pleasure.
great.
Thanks for being on the
It
show.
did take a while to get all that duct tape off the back of the remote, but
Gosh, why?
I did it.
This is why we can't go to nice places.
Right.
And I thought there would be something in the upholstery, so I took my utility knife.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing I left that at home.
Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. And until then, check us out on YouTube, Apple, iTunes, podcast.com, Stitcher, all the.
Where can't they find us? Is what
I think we're pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah.
And come down to House of Conundrum.
Hey,
You
thanks for the
better.
plug.
Come down and check it out.
HouseOfConundrum.com, and also find them on Facebook. They've got a lot of cool rooms. Come and try the Final Frontier and tell us if you
And
beat.
try to beat our
Yeah.
score, which is 0 right now.
dead. Can you not die? Because then you beat us. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
don't die and be Galactic Driftwood. That gives you bragging privileges.
Thank you all. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We're here? Yeah? Maybe?
There's a button on the navigation that will light up a planet on the navigation board.
Oh, hold on, I got it. Do that again.
That's the button I was telling you. Yeah.
Do it again.
It's lit. Should be lit.
10,
Anything?
9, 8, 7, 6,
Button to the side too.
5, 4, 3,
Down there.
Oh, there's a button on the side. Hit the button on the
I
other
keep
side.
saying just like
and
you
we're
did it.
dead.
Ah,
We were
porque?
so close.
We are so close.
Humans, not disruptors.
Deflectors up, shot, Seth, quick!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
We were so close.
So ends an awesome podcast.
Yeah, that would have been.
You failed. Now get the gong out.
We just needed like 30 more seconds.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood podcast. For more information and past episodes, please visit our website at galacticdriftwood.space or subscribe to us on YouTube. And now, please deactivate your cranial downlinks, collect your towels, and be sure to watch your step as you exit our gravity well.